is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, nudity, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about this stuff before getting into this whole thing, you know? I mean, straight up, one guy gets his face bitten off by a raccoon, and we show it. Oh man, do we show it. Real big close-up. And we spoke to a scientist to make sure it was, you know, physically correct and whatever. We said, hey, scientist guy, like, how much damage could a raccoon realistically do? And he told us, a lot.
Have no shame for what you believe. Feel the black sky ecstasy. The more you move, the more you forget. You feel the bass break apart your chest. Feel the rhythm surrounding me, consuming my soul, everything. But you're an outcast, attention, or you keep on moving till you hit the floor.
All right.
Yeah, we'll just tell a story about someone eating fucking unicorn sherbet jizz, and he'll be fucking rolling on the floor.
Anything with jizz, I'm rolling on the floor. It's sticky. All right, boys.
All right, y'all. He's Big Duke 6.
He's Kegs.
All right, Dookie, who we got on tonight, brother?
Well, we have a special guest, Spider Monkey from Sky Warriors. How's it going, Spider?
I'm doing good. How are you all?
Fair to middling, fair to middling.
Oh, you took my line, Dookie. I guess, I ain't flying high, and I ain't, but I'm not hungover, so that's always a good plus side.
Hey, that's always a plus.
All right, Spider. Well, why don't you give us a little rundown about who you are in the game before we cover who you are out of the game?
So I fly for one. I'm Spider Monkey. I think I'm 71st in the U.S., 631st in the world, somewhere like that, in only 10 months.
Yeah, you caught me and blew right past. Of course, I kind of put it down too, but you would have anyway, because you were a man on a mission.
Yeah, no, I set my goals high and went for it.
Oh yeah, full send or no send, eh?
Yeah, just
Yes.
send it.
So you've been with one the whole time?
No, I actually started out in a little pile of crap squad. I can't even remember the name of that one. And then I met up with Pop, Code, and a bunch of the other fellers that played in LAA, Roper MC, those guys. I met up with them in VVV, which was a spin-off of HA1. And from there, that's when I made it to one. And then there was a big falling out of the group when Pup exploded at some of the leadership in one. You know the story behind that, Kegs.
I remember bits and pieces of it. If I remember right, it was something along the lines of he thought Ghost was fake or some along them lines, or I actually can't quite remember.
No, he ended up calling out DD of all people.
Oh, I thought it was Ghost he was bitching at, not DD.
No, he ended up into it with DD, and pretty much it was pack your shit, get out, and basically it was he didn't understand how one runs. And one runs is, yes, we are a competitive Diamond League squad, but we don't try to push people to go all the way to number one. Originally, the squad started out as make 1 point, just have fun, and Pup lost that concept of it and wanted us to push towards number one, trying to take out IA1 and Bro and all of them, and that's just not what the squad was built for.
No. If there was ever a squad I'd flown with that you could say that it felt like a family and whatnot, it's them guys. They're a solid group of guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
And ladies. There's a couple ladies in
yes,
there.
do not forget about the ladies. No.
Can't do that. That'd be unchivalrous of myself.
Yeah. I just
Is that a
found
word?
out yesterday we have another lady in our squad.
So there's 2 or 3 of them, if I was remember right.
Kamikaze is also a lady.
Really? That's one I didn't
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Found that out by accident on Sky Warriors Facebook the other day.
Read in the mail the other day.
No.
So, outside the game, though, and I believe outside the game, what you do professionally comes with how you got your name for the game. Is that, if I remember correctly, is that? Am I on the right track there?
Yes, sir.
Would you care to expand upon that a little bit for everyone's eargasming pleasure?
So, I'm a scaffolding superintendent. I'm also a scaffold builder, erector, dismantler. But I specialize in a lot of suspended scaffolds, not building from the ground up, but building from beams and stuff and working my way down or up off of beams and structural steel.
Sounds like a butt puckerish event.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're an adrenaline junkie, it'll definitely get your blood going.
What's some of the highest scaffolding you've had to build? Like,
So most of our bigger builds are inside of fireboxes of full fire boilers. Our biggest one is 210 feet. From start of the scaffold to top of the scaffold.
yeah, that's pretty substantial there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's not your normal biker scaffold for sure.
No, I mean, the highest thing I ever worked off of was back when I was doing roofing. We did a church, and we had to scaffold off one side of it. And it was obviously from the ground. I think it was about 80 feet, 100 feet, something like that. Yeah, that noise was, child's play.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's definitely it's one of those industries that you don't just go into and go, yeah, I can do it, and then you sit there and you have people locking up at 50 feet off the ground, and you got to try to figure out how to get them off of a fucking scaffold pole.
I mean, I don't know about 50 feet, but I guarantee you, once we hit about 100 to 150, I'm done. I'll be done.
Yeah.
I'm not doing no 210.
Yeah.
I did 310 on the giant drop back down in Gurney, Illinois. What is that, Six Flags or whatever? And I wasn't even climbing on it, and I was like, "Yep, this is good. I'm content here." Oh, the ride was fun. The view was cool, but I'm just sitting there looking down, going, I'm really glad I'm not having to jump around out here.
Love those rides. I was a kid, so I grew up all along the West Coast, and so I've lived in every state along the West Coast, including Alaska, which is where I was born. But anyways, my dad ended up in California, and so California's got a shit ton of theme parks and everything, and Paramount's Great America had a ride called The Edge. And it was like a big elevator. It took you up, I don't know how many feet it took you up, but you could see the whole park from up where it stopped at. And then it shoots out onto its track. And then you sit there for a little bit, and you don't know when, but it just drops. Well, we ended up with a fun game where you'd stick a penny on your knee, and as soon as it dropped, that penny'd levitate, and you'd try to catch it before you hit the down slope or the slowdown track. Fucking, we sat there and did that over and over and over again. It was just fun.
Sounds like a nice hand-eye coordination exercise.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like an easy way to get someone to punch themselves in the face too.
Mm-hmm. Or have a penny in the eye, you know.
little Tommy Copper infusion.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So obviously, superintendent, you're pretty high up there. Then, hey, you got like foreman reporting to you, and so that one must come with some perks. I mean, you probably get to just stand on the ground nowadays in like an air-conditioned truck and just yell at people through a megaphone, right?
Yeah. Well, no megaphone, and no, pretty much I have a two-way radio strapped to me all day long, and I have 5 different trades calling me and telling me what they need, and I got a 13-man crew that fulfills all those needs. So then I just sit and I track time and everything else. I give my crews advice to make their life easier.
So basically, you're just the king of delegation.
Pretty much.
Well, takes a good amount of know-how to do that. And I will say this, man, you got bigger cojones than I got.
Yeah, that's some crazy scaffolding from
Yeah.
a hanging scaffold. I've seen it, never been on one.
Yeah.
I was usually hanging off some cable tray somewhere way up above the tank farm without a harness on until safety would try and catch me, and I'd hook on to something real quick.
Oh yeah. We play that same game.
I was an electrician. I did a lot of industrial electrical work.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been around the scaffold builders and stuff. I've never had to use much, but other trades where we usually had our own cable tray we were climbing up on. So.
Yeah, and in fact, actually, right now, Big Duke, I'm building scaffolding in the largest of its kind in the world of a natural gas power plant.
Oh, nice.
It has 18 V20 Caterpillar engines, and each engine weighs 70 tons.
Wow.
Woof. See, now you're getting a little bit more into my language because I deal with much smaller scale stuff, but I do crushing and screening and stuff. So the engines and all the other stuff, like for my gen set and all that other stuff, I understood that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Basically, these are V20 Caterpillar engines that have a turbine generator mounted on the end of them.
Right.
Basically a big alternator.
Big screws.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a fuel refinery in Ponca City, Oklahoma, and that was a trip. That was kind of good. Fuel refinery there. Yeah, I was a superintendent there, electrical superintendent, and yeah, I was always tripping out over my electricians, making sure they weren't smoking. Certain places you smoke, the whole place would go. Woo.
Oh yeah.
And electricians are prima donnas, and they're always thinking they can do what they want. Yeah, it was a constant just running around, making sure they're being safe.
I thought pipe fitters were the prima donnas.
I don't know. They can be, but electricians can be whiny.
Oh yeah.
I did.
I'm gonna throw myself under the bus right here, and I'm gonna say it's the excavator operator. Because if the air conditioning goes out, I guarantee you'll be crying.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I've been that guy.
I had a forklift operator the other day. Her name's Brittany. Fucking, she's broken like 3 forklifts, and neither one of the other 3 had air conditioning in them. and we've been hitting 100. And so she was driving by the other day, and I said, "Hey, how you liking the new forklift?" I was like, "It got AC in it?" And she goes, "Yeah, it kind of keeps my right arm cool." And I said, "Oh, that explains why you haven't broke it yet."
I get that one. Been there, done that. And of course, now I just recently got promoted, so now I'm running the site. Now I'm just trying to get it working for my loader guy who has to sit in his cab all day, But we're hitting like 105 heat indexes with like almost 90% humidity, and his AC ain't working at all. It sucks when you gotta do 10 hours in that machine, and then it's just a sweat box,
Oh yeah.
So, but my AC works, so I guess it ain't no sweat off my ass. So, but okay, so you've been all over the West Coast. We covered why you're called Spider Monkey, because you do some crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
Have you adopted a prehensile tail yet?
If you count ass clinching as a prehensile tail, then yeah.
Excellent. That'll do. Whereabouts are you at in the country nowadays? Anyway, still on the West Coast then, or
Montana?
I forget what they call that state with the sky. Something about the sky. Anyway,
Big Sky.
There you go, Big Sky State.
Yeah.
Do any hunting out there? Obviously. I mean, what else is there to do?
Yeah, I elk hunt, deer hunt, antelope. So sometimes if I'm feeling frisky, I just go out with the AR and go hunting coyotes and fox. Prairie dogs at 300 yards. That kind of shit.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Because them prairie dogs are like a foot tall?
No, not even. Maybe
even?
8 inches.
Oh, they're just little guys.
Yeah.
300 yards. I wonder if I can hit that with my AR. I only got a holographic on that, but 300 be iffy. I think it'd be iffy with my sights.
No, I put a scope on mine just for that fun.
Yeah, I was about to say you probably need to zoom in a little too. Oh, that'd be worth a trip.
The Montana places I've always wanted to go hunting at.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out when dog season is.
Actually, I think Montana's one of the states, if you're not a resident, you can't do it, come to think of it. So I guess we'll just, we'll pretend I didn't say that.
We can just say they're my dogs.
Oh, now we're... Fair enough. All right, yeah, that'll work.
We can sneak kegs down through the thicket with a jug with some rocks in it. He can shake it. Make some noise. He'll run them out.
I'd love to come down there and go check out Montana, honestly. On that Mountain Men show, my old lady got me into it. I was watching that with her, and I was like, man, that place looks cool. Anytime they showed Montana, I'm like, I want to go play.
Yeah. It's definitely steep country. Get on a Stairmaster before you come up here.
Oh, don't tell me that. That's going to totally demotivate my ass.
Yeah, it's like shoot an animal. It looks like it's 300, 400 yards away, and yet you walk about 2.5 miles up and down hills. Yeah,
I'm a fat kid. I don't do Stairmasters.
Yeah. Well, if you can chase after dogs, then you're not an out of shape fat kid.
I think that's more of a highly determined fat kid.
Yeah. Hey, either way, it's the motivation that gets you going. It's all in your head.
Oh, that's my old man used to say shit like that all the time when I was younger. Frickin', it's all mind over matter, boy. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Every time I bash my hand with a hammer.
Like your old man and my old man were about the same.
Probably. About every time I'd bash myself with a hammer or do something stupid, he'd say that to me. Well, I'm sure we got a few hunting enthusiasts here. Let's ask this question. What's your favorite gun, and what's your longest shot with that gun?
Favorite gun would probably be my 6.5 Creedmoor. Longest shot with it was 1,200 yards.
God dang, we got ourselves a sniper in the house, too.
It's set up pretty nice.
Well, 1,200 yards, you're only a couple hundred short of a mile there, so.
Yeah. But no,
That's,
it's a nice setup on that rifle. So.
Oh, it's all in the
actually,
scope? It's got to be a Night Force then if you're saying it's all in the scope.
No, it's actually a Vortex.
Those are nice. Those are real nice.
But it is a turret scope. It's an X60.
Yes.
But the funny story behind that rifle is the rifle I pretty much got for free, so I put all the money into the optic. So my wife entered a raffle around Christmas for the local baseball team and won the raffle for the rifle.
Oh wow!
And then so I put $1,500 in optics on it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Just so I paid for something,
I fell 40 plus feet with a gun on my back, landed on the gun in the scope, and I still shoot the gun in the scope. It was a Leopold.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I'm a Leopold fan, especially after surviving that kind of sudden stop.
Oh yeah. No, Leopold's good. Their warranty program on their scopes is just as good as Vortex. The thing about that I noticed that's different, and this was a learning curve last year, my son got to go elk hunting with me for the first time last year. And I ended up carrying my 7mm Rem Mag because that thing kicks like a mule compared to that 6.5. And I let my son carry the 6.5. And we ended up tracking through a snowdrift. He ended up falling over with that turret scope, knocked it out about 3 clicks to the left, and I didn't realize it. Ended up going out the next day, and I had a nice, so you guys back east, you guys call them 6 points, but there was a nice 3-point whitetail for us out west, anyways. And I took a shot at it. It bucked up like I hit it. Well, no, apparently I hit the tree in front of it and threw bark in its face. I'm sitting there trying to track that thing like I hit it. No blood, no nothing. Can't find it anywhere. All of a sudden I look down at the scope, remembering yesterday, and sure as shit, it's 3 clicks off 0 to the left. And I was like, son of a bitch. So, yeah, turret scopes, yeah, they're good for long range shit, but traipsing through the trees and everything else, you got to double check all your gauges and dials and everything else all the time. So, lesson learned there.
Yeah, well, that's the fun stuff. That is the fun stuff. Well, what else do you do for fun?
Oh shit, we go fishing, camping. Got a 250cc Raptor quad that's fun as hell to play around with. Son's got a dirt bike. We enjoy the outdoors.
Well,
yeah, I'm trying to get my kids more involved in the outdoor physical activity stuff, but 'tis the generation of the fucking light up screens.
Oh yeah, there is that. I mean, my son's built his own gaming PC from the ground up, spent all of his own money on it. So I was like, well, whatever. But
right, he knows more than I do. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are on a podcast that originated due to a game.
Right.
Yep. But no, and I enjoy my gaming, and I mean, I've got guitar as another hobby. So
how do you make time for all of that extra stuff and still put up the points that I know you do?
Sometimes it's not making time for all the other stuff. Sometimes it's just putting up points.
What do you usually average on when you're having to get at it if you're in a tight war?
Let's see, probably if I had to average it on a tight war, I'd say average is probably 70 to 80,000.
Yeah, I flew with one for a little while. I loved trying to run with Ghost and Double Deuce. They're always and I would run as long as I could with them. But I was notorious staying up the whole time for war too. So I was bad about that. But
no, I mean my highest I've done is 170,000.
That's can't complain with that one. That's putting in points there.
Yeah.
Speaking of, have y'all? You haven't heard about the Chosen Few tournament thing going on, have you?
Yeah, I did.
No, sir, I have not.
Have you, Spider?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about it. I just haven't had much details on it.
Yeah, I went ahead and joined. I just don't have yet. I think 3-on-3. I think it is, and I don't have any partners yet. But I've got my name in the hat. This first run's like a test run to kind of see how it goes. But it seems pretty neat the way it's being set up. They're putting a lot of effort into it. And,
they seem to be. I don't know the details on it as far as how it's played, what time it's played, and how they're scoring it.
Yeah, I know that they're playing it through the week. It's like 21 rounds, and it goes through a week, and something about giving you time to set up. You're facing your opponent. I'm not sure. I'm still learning all that myself, and but yeah, it seems interesting, and I hope it works out because it'd be fun to have a tournament like that where you can actually face somebody. Three of you, hey, I call you out, and we're on the list there. Can go at it and see who's best. And
So basically, it's do all the points scored by those 3-on-3 teams have to be done flying in a team?
As far as I know, because it's set up like a bracket. It's going to be like a bracket set up.
Okay, so it's whatever you guys cumulatively score while flying in a team together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how it's done, how they're doing the, you're facing your opponent. I'm not sure if it's a point battle or if that's something I'm still trying to figure out myself. So, but
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's why I went ahead and threw my name in the hat.
Dope setting it up.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's putting effort into it.
He's a guy that I've had the pleasure to get to know on Discord and whatnot. He's a good dude. Helped me out a lot with like strategy on using fast missiles, stuff like that, rather than having to buy trackers and all that all the time. But,
right, and then the guys that won are really good at keeping you up till 2 o'clock in the morning on their evening, our evening,
that's like
voice chats and whatnot.
Junior thought I was dead when I was off for that while, and he said he was ready to come to the States and find me. What was going on? I laughed. I could see him doing it, and
Junior would do it. Junes would show up.
Yeah. I've been doing. I'm alive. I'm back.
And that was everyone was asking me if I'd heard from you. And next thing, and I'm like, dude, I don't know. He said something about the hospital, and then all of a sudden we didn't hear from you. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. He just had surgery not long ago. I said, I don't know what's going on. Did he die? I'm like, flip a coin, I guess.
I was working on hunting camps. Man, it wasn't exactly roughing it, but there just was no signal where I was working. These things were ultra nice hunting camps, but just no signle. So when
that
Southern Link, if you didn't have Southern Link, you didn't have a signal.
Oh man, Oh,
You know, y'all
man,
we were talking about safety and stuff earlier. You know, I found a loophole one time years ago back with for OSHA. The loophole was if you have an OSHA, I was gonna say an OSHA certification person, whatever, tattoo the OSHA approved emblem on you. You're OSHA approved no matter what you do.
Okay, not sure that's how that works.
I'm gonna have to try that for MSHA and see if that gets me anywhere on my next inspection.
I threw that up to a safety person that I want to say Kimberly Clark one time. It just drove them batty. For a week they were trying to figure out because it's like a gray area, and they don't do gray areas. They were like it's either, they were like yes or no. There's no maybes, but with that being in a gray area, it just threw this dude. This dude just about drove himself straight to the nutty bin trying to figure that all out. And I laughed and laughed and laughed. And he'd never heard anything like that.
Did he end up with an OSHA tramp stamp?
He never gave me a definite answer, yes or no. He just kind of disappeared on me. I guess he went back up towards Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh area, and he was already freaked out by me because of orientation. They were talking about animals around there that could bite you that were poisonous or whatever. And I raised my hand when he started saying animals, and I never took my hand down. And he's like, "You've been bit by all that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He just said, "I'm staying away from you. You got bad juju or something." He said, "No, I think I got good luck. I haven't died from any of it." So, but yeah, he was already iffy about me. So, yeah, he stayed away. Yeah, it's funny.
Scorpion King over here.
Yeah.
Oh man, the good stuff. Gotta love fucking with your safety people.
Gotta do it, or they'll be on your ass.
Right. Well, it's the one we had when I worked up at the mine over yonder. Here, she'd come up and be like, "What's new today?" I said, "Where do you want me to start?" And she'd just be like, "Never mind." The one day I looked at, I said, "I got a bunch of pictures you're gonna love to look at." Oh, we had a front end loader, and you know where the arms come down from by the cab there, where they connect up.
Yeah.
Your pivot point there. Well, it was all around where like the main support of that area was just cracked to shit. Just years of abuse, and apparently no one noticed. And I took a bunch of pictures of it because I knew she was coming by that day, and she come up into the office up into my office, and whatnot, and yeah, asked her usual, "So what's new today?" And I went, "I got a bunch of pictures for you," and I showed her those, and she goes, "This thing is being used?" I said, "Presently." Yeah, she about come unglued.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
I'm like, "Well, I'm not the stupid advisor that said to run it, so you go ahead and talk to them."
Yep.
It's actually not Hades hot right now. It feels like Satan's anus down in South Alabama.
How hot is it down there?
Oh, it is bad hot. I mean, unbearable, like 97, 98 with a 90% humidity. Yeah, it's just unbearable. I'm ready for cold weather.
We hit 93 here today. Not as bad humidity-wise, but us Montanans ain't used to 93.
Amen to that. I'm hailing from Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and we don't do that shit, and it's been hitting it way too much lately.
Yeah.
The downside is we got the big fucking lakes right here, so when it is hot, it's always humid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Thursday was the hottest day last week. It was, 98 with like 90% humidity. I think they said the heat index was like 115 or something like that. It was stupid.
Yeah.
And,
no thanks.
What's that?
I said no thanks. I'll take my winter time again.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll take 20 below. That'll work right now.
Yeah. I can always put more clothes on. They frown on it at work if I take too much off.
Generally, a harness and a banana hammock is not OSHA approved.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what if it's high vis? What if it's a high vis banana hammock?
Right, but OSHA does stay 2 inches on your sleeves, so can you just, rubber band some sleeves on real quick and just make it look good?
Hell yeah.
Dookie just heard 20 below and he just got nervous.
Yeah.
No, 20 below is about my. I hold the record in the Dippin' Dots freezer in Paducah, Kentucky. It was the first CO2 freezing facility in North America, and it's a negative 50 sustained freezer. I had 10 minutes in there at negative 50 with a t-shirt on, and I'm a polar bear. I was just born in the wrong place.
How much bourbon did you drink the night before?
I would think I was drinking mezcal the night before. So it's still
That'll
good.
explain it. You had enough antifreeze in you, you didn't know.
Yeah. I come out there, my goatee was frozen. Just about had frostbite, but I claimed the record, so I still hold it as far as I know.
Right on.
And that's a pretty neat job. It was the first of its kind, you know.
Yeah.
And we had 2 big 400 horsepower CO2 screws and 2 big 400 horsepower anhydrous screws, and for that freezing set up, cooling towers and 6 big air handlers on top of it. Yeah, it was pretty neat. Yeah, it was a sustained 50 below inside with it had like a wind chill in there. It looked like you were somewhere in Alaska or something in a blizzard when you were in the freezer. But that was the only place they make the Dippin' Dots, so they'd ship them from there all around the world. So they had to freeze them down and then store them in nitrogen or whatever, what is it, black ice or whatever. And,
dry ice.
Dry ice to transport it.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, it sounds like we need to get you up into either Montana or northern Michigan for wintertime.
Yeah, I've always wished I had a place somewhere up there in the middle of nowhere that was cold when it got summertime down here. Ugh.
Well, see, the thing is, though, you got to make a choice. Do you want a shit ton of snow, or do you not want a shit ton of snow?
Yeah, snow don't really bother me, I don't guess.
Well, last year we had a storm that was good enough when it just overnight I couldn't get out of my house.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I couldn't get out through the front door. There was enough snow piled. There was like 5 feet of snow piled up in front of the door. I ended up having to take the screen out of one of my kids' rooms, jump out onto my garage, and then jump down into the snowbank, and then shovel out the door so we could get out of the house.
Well, I've done that before, but it was trees and other houses up against the house. That's what we get when we get hurricanes. You trade the snow for trees and debris and everything else.
Yeah, see, I'll pass on that. I'm good. All them people that live in like Tornado Alley and on the Gulf Coast with all the hurricanes and shit, I'm like, no, I'm not rebuilding my house every 3 years.
Yeah, no, that or I gotta get some floating furniture, like Robin Williams said, some shit that goes up and fucking down.
Yeah, no shit, eh? Because I don't think Montana really gets a whole lot of total snow accumulation throughout the year, right?
The mountains do, but the lower levels, like where I live, as far as accumulation goes, you're looking at 2-3 feet tops.
For a year?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But
I didn't realize it was that
higher elevation. So that's the thing about Montana is you go anywhere from 3,000 feet to 12,000 feet.
Yeah.
So at 12,000 feet, you get a lot of fucking snow. That's where all of our flooding's been coming from. That's made national news for the last 2 years, and everything else is all the runoff from that high elevation snow that we accumulate.
Right, and I forget how many feet a year we get, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
like, I think, hold on a minute here, I can do some math. I am capable of mathing. At least that's what I'm told. I think last year we had about 27 feet.
Yeah.
So I'll
now
hit that.
we'll end up, higher peak elevations will hit that, if not more. But our lower elevations will average about 2 to 3 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As long as nobody's getting me to drinking bourbon or whiskey or anything like that and trying to put snow skis on me, I'm fine with snow. We tried that. We tried that one time in Virginia up there at, I forget the resort. But they had skis and all and had me all set up. Supposed to be taking me on the nice little easy course thing, and we drop off of it, and it's like the Cup run, and I'm headed downhill like a snowball headed for hell, and I don't know how to turn on those snow skis. Well, in this first turn here, I go straight down through the, maybe fifth year pines that was kind of growing through there, and they were like about 6 foot tall, and I just tore a swathing hole all the way through them, all the way down to the bottom. It looked like a tornado, a small tornado just went down the hill and just tore up all the pine trees. And I'm laying down there, cut up, skin up, then lost the ski. I guess I slalomed halfway down. And I still have both the little pole things you hold in your hand because they were strapped to my arms. And yeah, I
and
told
you
them,
had a death grip on them.
Yeah, I said, never. My one time skiing on snow, I'll stick to walking with snowshoes. Yeah, I'm done with ski. Yeah, there'll be no Olympics for me, no X Games, no nothing like that. Yep, done.
I'll have to get you to at least do some extreme snow plowing.
Well, if that was a sport, I would be good at it because, they were all like, wow, you actually were just tearing a hole through the pine trees. Well, I guess so. Look at me. I'm covered in, I was covered in sap, and I could get smell. I would smell like pine sol for 3 days after that. It was in everything, in my hair, it was in I could taste it. Dang. Yeah, that was rough.
Well, extreme snow plowing was actually made by me and a old Finlander buddy of mine who is no longer with us. But we're plowing his driveway. It was about a mile and a half of driveway. And part of that necked down to a small little, 1-lane bridge. And basically what would happen, we had to roll the banks back about halfway through the year. And the snow would come rolling up over the front of the truck and accumulate on the windshield. Now, keep in mind, we got the heat wide open, fan wide open, only on the windshield. Windshield wipers on full bore. Nothing's keeping up with this at this point. So what you'd do is you'd crack your driver's side window just a little bit, and you'd lean over and you'd look up through the little gap, and you could see the tops of the trees, and you'd line the tops of the trees up with the black edge of your windshield seal, your window seal. And that meant you were pretty much about 6 inches off the edge of the road, which is about where you wanted to be when you were pushing the banks back. And you just sat there and stared at that, looking up, just hammering down, hoping that you don't go sideways or fall off the bridge or anything crazy like that. Or meet someone on the road, because you couldn't see them.
Wow. Yep, that'd be pretty intense.
Yeah, so that was extreme snow plowing. We kept saying we were going to try and send it in, have it put in the Winter Olympics, but they never bid on it.
Yeah. Pussies.
Right?
Yeah, we tried a buddy of mine one time thought we were going to come up with a new game. It was called Move the Robo Deer. Well, we didn't get in any trouble, but it wouldn't be a good sport. Game warden doesn't really have a sense of humor about all that. Well, he put the robo deer out. You could see it. It was a robo deer, and it was in a spot where he couldn't see the deer itself. He could see the road. And as he was up on the dirt road, we circled way back around him on the dirt road, come in behind him. I dropped out. I went down through the bottom and picked up the deer, toted it back to the truck. We took it about 2 miles down the road and put it right in the middle of the intersection, out in the middle of nowhere. And it was like his head going up and down in the middle of the intersection, And Yeah, the game warden did not take kindly to that one. He was wondering why nobody was stopping, and we down there couldn't find a deer. And it's the same one we locked in that time in the fence. And yeah, we used to give him. Me and my buddy used to give him the blues. What boys did when he was in the woods. About all there was to do.
Yeah.
Hunt, fish, ride motorcycles.
Just because they don't have a sense of humor doesn't mean we all don't.
That's right.
That's their problem. I had a guy back when I was in Oregon. He sat there and he became victim of the robo deer. Not once, not twice, but he shot that thing 3 fucking times. And it didn't fall
Damn.
over. And that game warden fucking dinged him all 3 times.
Oh, hell.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, and the game warden asked him, he goes, well, after the first time, when it didn't fall down, why'd you shoot again? He goes, I was going to make it fall down. You'd already caught me. I'm going to make that fucking thing fall down.
Oh, man. With that being said,
I'm Big Duke 6.
and I'm Kegs, and we're the fuck out.